Criminal Justice Section at the ABA Annual Meeting, House of Delegates.
Today our guest on ABA Criminal Justice Section case notes is Ann Swern. Ann, tell us a little bit about your background.
I'm a prosecutor at the Kings County District Attorney's Office. I'm the first assistant district attorney to Charles J. Hines.
How long have you worked for Joe?
I've worked for Joe for over 20 years, and I've been a prosecutor for 31 years.
And today we're coming to you from Toronto, Canada. Why are you here in Toronto, and who are you representing today, Ann?
Well, I'm delighted to be here in Toronto. I was on the Criminal Justice Council, and I participated in their meetings. And today I'm here because I'm the National District Attorneys Association's delegate to the House of Delegates.
The Criminal Justice Section is often referred to as the unified voice of criminal justice. What does that mean to you, Ann?
It means exactly what happened here today, that there were several resolutions that caused us to have vigorous debate and very vigorous conversations about the subject matter, and we came to resolutions. And it was what was spoken about today by the medal recipients, and it was spoken to about by President Zach, that civility in the profession is very, very important. And certainly it's exemplified by the Criminal Justice Section. There is incredible civility in that section. People come to that council and to that section with very, very varying perspectives and experiences. And yet everybody gets a voice, everybody is heard, everybody's respected for their opinion, even if they're disagreed with. And certainly the resolutions that passed today exemplified that. For example, the judicial section proposed time restrictions on case disposition. And there are standards and goals to be met by courts in the various states about the expedient issuance of justice. However, members of our section were very, very concerned how these timetables would impact on the quality of justice. And there was a lot of vigorous debate, both from the defense and from the prosecution, as well as from the courts and from the academic community. And so an amendment was proposed by Steve Salzberg to recognize the unique perspective of the defense bar, the prosecutors, and the various members of the criminal justice section. And to that end, Steve vigorously debated the issue with the judicial section and ultimately was successful on behalf of our section to include language that would recognize our special positions. Included in that, and I speak for the for the prosecution here, is that caseloads. The caseloads for both defenders and prosecutors have expanded exponentially. Yet at the same time, our budgets have been decreased. I know, for example, in Brooklyn, our budget was decreased by 23%. So although serious crime is down and felonies are down, misdemeanors are way up, and investigating serious and complex crimes, the responsibility of DA's offices has increased, whether it's Medicaid fraud or other frauds that are not being investigated by various arms of government, and even the federal prosecutors have delegated to us certain things that they did in the past. Well, these increased responsibilities are met with decreased resources, and that is very challenging for a prosecutor's office. And therefore, while we want to move cases quickly, as witnesses' memories fade, and prosecution of cases, it's not like a fine wine. It doesn't improve with age. Our cases actually diminish with age. We have every reason to want to move cases quickly. Yet we also have the enormous responsibility of investigating cases to assure that the right person is brought to justice. Because, number one, we hope that the right person is arrested. But should the wrong person be arrested, we certainly have the responsibility to make sure that the right person is prosecuted. And then in the last instance, if a person is convicted and it's a wrongful conviction, we have the responsibility to bring information to the attention of the appropriate people and to make sure that post-conviction investigations are vigorously done. And to do it with care takes time and resources. And while speed is important, it does not trump justice. It does not trump the care and time that it takes to make sure that justice is done and that the right person is brought to justice and the right result ensues. So that we persuaded the judicial division to understand that from a prosecutor's point and also a defender's point. When defender budgets are reduced, their ability to represent vigorously their clients and assure constitutional and other protections to their clients is diminished. And so if they're required to do it on an artificial timetable, their ability to properly and vigorously represent their clients is diminished as well. And we're all diminished by it, and our system is all diminished by it, and it increases the possibility of a wrongful conviction. Nobody wants that, and that's why we're in a unique position, and that's why we persuaded the Judicial Division to recognize our unique position with their amendment.
And thanks for the great work you did on behalf of the 20,000 members of the Criminal Justice Section and the work you did here to make sure that that goal of all our members, prosecutors, defenders, and judges really was heard here by the ABA House of Delegates. And congratulations on your successful negotiation and the passage of that resolution. Thanks for joining us today.
It's my pleasure to be